Hello, can you hear me? Good, 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 good. Yes, I can hear you. Oh, shit, I'm broadcasting. Give me a second. Hello, everybody. I'm still setting up. Give me a couple more minutes. I'm trying to make it so you guys can hear Lou, because that's nice, right? You guys want to be able to hear Lou. That's the whole point of this stream. Cancel. That's not what I wanted. Jack input. Squared. Okay. Number of check clients. Yeah. Where the fuck is it? There it is. Hey. One moment, please. I thought I fixed this, but it would appear that I did not. Destroy you. The thing is, like, I tested all of this, before stream, and now the moment I press go live, everything breaks. It's the curse. It's cursed. It's bound to always happen. Um. So yeah. Sorry about the whole music not playing thing. Give me a moment. So that should only be capturing that. I don't know why it's capturing everything else. Is it because I added question marks to it or something? Why are there two of these? Go away. I don't need two of you. Yes, remove the two selected items. And then now music is not. What the fuck? There we go. Okay. Sorry about that, everybody. One couple more moments while I finish setting everything up. Add existing Discord, okay. That's not gonna work. Oh, you're sharing the stream on the social medias. Okay, we're ready. Congratulations on being first, Antics. Moth in the wall. Okay. Gonna turn the music down a little bit so I can hear myself think. And now. It's so ridiculous. I tested everything before stream, and the moment I press go live, everything breaks. And just my luck, right? Okay, now we shall mosey on over to say hello to Lou. Everybody should be able to hear you now. So that's in theory. Please chat. That is it. Ugh. Oh no, it's not working again, to bastards. Okay.
Mm.
Okay, you should be able to hear Lou now? Question mark. I'm watching this.
I should talk so they can know if they can hear me or not.
Okay.
La 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 la. I'm talking. This is talking.
Yeah,
Yes. Oh yay!
I see you. I see you. Loud Lou, loud Lou. Okay. Uh,
Yay! I'm
Lou's
loud.
probably louder than me, which is fine because my
Mm.
microphone it doesn't like picking me up for some fucking reason.
I lower the my microphone
Gotcha. No, you don't
if
need to. I already did that.
my voice doesn't come out. Okay. Oh.
You should be fine. Input
Hi
devices.
Vivian. Hi Andy.
Yeah, why is it
Hi
set to
Golem.
50%? I don't. Yeah, I don't get it. Okay, whatever. I'll fix this later. Is Lou still loud or is she quiet or say something, Lou, please?
How am I? Hello.
Yes. Lou might be a
Hola
little
Lu.
bit louder than
Hablando en
me.
español. Sí.
Okay. Now, the one thing I didn't test is to see if I'm going to be able to record closer. I don't know what closer means, but you got it. Just crank Lou down a little bit more. There we go. Okay. Um. All right.
Okay.
I already need water. I have like 3 bottles of water in my room. I have prepared this stream. I have prepared.
I have only one flask of water.
I even got like the little dumb water
Drinking water.
counter on stream.
Yeah.
All right. So, welcome back, everybody, to part 2 of the 4-leaf Q&A. This is, they're closer in volume to you, but still a little louder. Okay, turn Lou down a little bit more. You were screaming in last stream. I was screaming in last stream. That is true, but that doesn't negate the fact that I wasn't drinking enough water. This is Q and A. This is the Q&A part 2. Spoilers abound. And then we pinned that message until the end of stream, so whatever. If you haven't read 4-leaf, why are you here? Go read it.
You had like many months to
many,
read it.
many
Many
months. Okay. So, um,
If you want spoilers and you haven't read it, it's okay with me too. I don't mind.
yeah, it's just like don't come into this stream expecting a spoiler-free Q&A because that's not
Mm-hmm.
what this
Yeah.
is. Give me a moment. I need to enable some commands because yes. Enable command and enable command. Discord. All right, there you go. Those are the Discord and comic links for 4-leaf if you haven't read them. Though the Discord server was recently rebranded to Grandma's house because Lou is grandma.
Yeah, we have cookies.
We have cookies and we have gloom and all of that
Yes.
stuff. All right. Let us roll into it. So, some updates before we get into the meat of it. If you guys have ordered books from Hiveworks from the crowdfunder, they have been shipped out. Look out for them. And if you have them, send your pictures into the thread in the Discord we have. We want to see them, all of them. Give us to them.
Yeah, please.
Give them to us. Yes.
Yeah, I haven't. I don't have a book yet, so I it's nice to see the pictures.
I forgot to press enter on the damn Discord announcement. Are you kidding me?
Oh.
There we go. Oh.
Join the folding Discord.
Yeah, join the Discord. If you have extra questions, there is an extra questions thread. I will post that in Discord again. Actually, no, just scroll up. It's right there in announcements. It's the extra questions thread. Throw your extra questions in there. After we get through the rest of our list, I'll go through the extra questions list in whatever order I see them. Starting from the top and working our way down.
Kills.
All right. So, updates and stuff out of the way. Let's move into it. Where do you want to pick up? We still got a bunch of
yeah.
Do you have the document?
Sorry, what are the questions?
Where are the questions? You don't have the document open. That's exactly what I was asking. Okay, it should be in your DMs now.
Thank you. Yeah, here.
Okay. Yes, I see you.
Where to pick up?
I can't remember
which ones were the ones we already.
So
discussed?
the ones that look like this with the slanted italicized letters, those are the ones we've already answered.
Okay. Okay.
Very easy.
Good. Yeah, very organized.
Oh goodness. I organized them as best I could.
I don't know. Lore questions. No, let's not start with lore questions right now.
Goodness gracious. There's so many lore related questions. I think.
Yeah.
I think aside from character questions, lore questions is the biggest category of questions we received as
Yeah,
well, which is insane.
yeah. It makes me a little nervous because I'm not sure I'll be able to answer lore questions if
If you
they were not
don't
answered in the
either,
comic. Yeah.
if you don't either,
I
I
mean,
will,
yeah,
or everybody else in the Discord will.
yeah, yeah. I
It'll
mean,
be
if
there.
I didn't put it in the comic, then I don't know. I consider it a headcanon of mine
A head
only.
canon if
I
it's not
know
in the
I'm the
comics.
author, but it's not in the yeah.
Okay.
We'll see. We'll go to lore questions later, just because
Okay.
there are so many.
Yeah, yeah. I
Mm,
guess so. I'll go a little bit off script. How have
mhm.
the webinars been going? I know you've been doing a lot of them lately, related to like
I
workflows and
I only
processes.
made one.
You only made one? I thought you did like
I
three
did. I only
already.
did one. No, I've been having some problems with one of my teeth.
Mm.
And right now I'm okay. Yeah, antibiotics worked, but I had like a month of pain in my
Mm.
mouth, so yeah, I suspended that
I got you.
because
Okay.
yes, stress.
Yeah.
So yeah, but after this, I am going to pick up with that.
You're gonna pick it up. Okay, good, good. That's good.
Yeah, but yeah, but for those who don't know, I was planning a series of webinars related to comic making and not for Leaf specifically, but more like artist focus. Like
Yeah,
if
like
you're a webcomic creator and want insights from me working on Webtoon and whatnot,
hmm yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, how to
that's
crunch under a
what it was about.
deadline when you have like 45 minutes
Mm-hmm.
left.
Yeah, and you have to make it seem like two panels with backgrounds and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's bang out an entire webcomic episode in 45 minutes. We got this.
No, not like no, not that much, but yes,
I am exaggerating a
maybe
little bit, but not by
yeah,
much.
just a little. Yeah,
Right.
only a
There's
little.
that should be Lou's Twitch channel if I'm not mistaken.
Hmm.
Let me double
I
check.
put it in announcements once, and
Yeah,
it
yeah, yeah,
got
yeah.
lost
And
with time.
it should be in the title too. So
But everything we do is in the Discord, so you
everything,
won't
all of it.
get lost there. Yeah.
If you aren't in the Discord, you are seriously missing out on a lot of cool stuff. Cause like I hardly see
Mm.
you post to Twitter. I see you more in
Yeah.
Discord than I see you in Twitter.
I rarely post anywhere.
Hmm.
Lately, I don't know. Maybe the current state of the internet is making me a little depressed
Yeah, I
with
got you.
AI and all of that. So yeah, the Discord is my little safe space, and I
Yeah,
go there with everything.
yeah.
But it's nice.
It's been especially fun kind of seeing I think Art Fight just ended. It's either just ended or is ending
Yeah, yeah.
today.
Mm-hmm.
Let me check. I'm pretty sure the website's busted. No, it's got 2 days left. It's running until July
Mm-hmm.
3rd. So yeah, seeing everybody kind of coalesce into one spot for Art Fight's been pretty fun. Uh
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's kind of like the one event I think everybody is most active for in the Discord. I really should do more stuff for it,
Mm. Yeah.
but
Except for me. I
uh
choose some other time. I get intimidated by those things. I think it's like
mhm.
it came half a generation after me because I'm not that young, but it's like I'm the grandma and how does this work? And I I don't jump into it just because I don't know how it works, but I've been lurking and observing and learning.
Yeah.
So maybe another year.
Yeah. It's definitely one of those things I really want to lean more into because the community is full of artists It's like you're all
Yeah.
artists, all of you, you
I see a
rascals.
pattern.
Yeah, it is a pattern. It's like, oh hey, webcomics. Oh,
Yeah.
probably going to encounter a bunch of artists.
Yeah. Like Four Leaf resonated with the artist.
Hmm. Yeah, so definitely join the Discord to get more of the
Mm-hmm.
haha funny webinars from Lou. Uh,
Yeah, that is a nice place also with nice
yeah, for
people.
sure. I need to update that counter to like 3 now because I'm
Yeah,
like
what?
almost through this bottle already.
Oh no, it wasn't enough water.
It's fine. It's fine. I got plenty of water.
Mm-hmm.
There's a whole pack of water in the next room just to go grab if I need
Mm-hmm.
to. I
Yeah,
honestly should have put it in my room, but
good.
details, details.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Commercial pause. Water pause. Maybe we can start with the category of other questions, like to get
Yeah,
those
yeah,
out of the
yeah.
way.
Okay.
Because I don't have an answer for most of them. Well, it's like
We're
my
gonna
answer
stall.
to
We're gonna
half of
stall
them is
and then put you on
the
the
answer.
spot.
I don't know. Yeah.
All right. So if Four Leaf were a game, what
Mm.
genre or type of video game do you think it would be?
Um, I always had in my mind the game that Lupe was supposed to design for the video game contest.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I were going to make a video game about For Leaf, it would be like that game.
Yeah.
Um, and I don't know. I think about your character being a witch, and you can customize the witch, and you go around fighting for other bells, and when you're strong enough, you go try fight the wolf or maybe the red hood, and I don't know.
Mm.
But something like that. Like I like the kind of thing that you can explore and you get to the end and it makes you start all over. Like but you start all over
The
but stronger.
the roguelike
Like,
genre.
yeah, like Hades and
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember another one right now, but
Hades, Dead
yeah, that
Cells.
kind.
There are quite a few of them. I think another one
Spelunky.
is probably Cult of the Lamb. That's
Ah, yeah, I haven't played, but yeah, I
Yeah, that
want
one's
to
pretty
play one.
roguelike. It's like part roguelike,
Yeah.
part like builder sim thing. It's
Mm-hmm.
interesting. I've streamed it once before. I need to
Yeah.
stream it some more, but eh, pretty fun
Yeah.
game.
I have my eye on that one. Mm. But yeah, something like that, like a lot of customization for yourself as a witch and that kind of thing that you become more and more powerful, but you can lose everything um, if you risk too much.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, this next one's kind of
Who
already
wants
been
to make a game
answered.
with me?
What's that?
Who wants to make it a game
Who
with
wants to
me?
make it a game? I don't know. We have a lot of
Who wants to
like
make the game? Yeah.
we have an equal amount of coding adjacent people in the Discord. Well, I don't want to say equal amount,
Yeah.
but people who are coding adjacent as well as
Mm-hmm.
art adjacent. So
Yeah,
it's
that's
just
artists.
like
Yeah. We have the Lupus and the Alvars.
yeah, it's great. Grandma's house game jam. Let's go.
Yeah.
Everybody
We
crunch a
had to get
game in
together
like a
someday
week.
and do a game jam.
Oh,
It will be
yeah.
cool.
um
I'm very into video games. For a little background, I started. Well, I started as an animator, but then jumped to video games and I work on video games for 7 years or so.
Yeah, it's kind of weird how
that was an appropriate question. I mean,
you
what
kind
for
of
leaf was I doing?
you jumped around a bunch if I recall correctly. Like you were doing games for a while, then you jumped to
Yeah.
web comics, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
What
Yeah, after video games, for video games I used to make.
Mhm.
I work in like 3 or 4 different companies,
Mhm.
small companies. And then I think the only big one was Lab Zero with Coolers and Indivisible. Indivisible. How do you
Indivisible.
pronounce Indivisible? Indivisible.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
was the
Lab
only big
Zero.
one. The other one was small from here. I mean, from Uruguay and from one from Singapore.
Mm.
I worked like 3 years for Singapore, uh, and that's where I learned to speak English the most.
Yeah.
uh, um, Working for the Singapore guys.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, then one day I changed. I was when I was working in video games, I was also doing University of Fine Arts in Uruguay. But I dropped out like at the 4th year because I was having a lot too much work to do,
Mhm.
and suddenly the company uh, shut down, got another direction, and I was let go, and I had like nothing. I was doing a lot of things, and I jumped to doing nothing, and it was like I always had this idea of making a webcomic, and well, it was there or never. Like those were Hito's words. Like you can do it now. If you don't do it now, I don't know when you're gonna try this. And well, I started sketching for Leaf, and it started as a pitch for Highworks,
Yeah.
and yeah, it didn't got accepted. Mostly because I didn't have a lot to show. I
Yeah.
only had like 10 pages and a pitch that wasn't great. Uh, Nowadays, I can say I'm able to do a proper pitch from a series, but back then
Yeah.
I was a newbie there. Um, I made that for Hardware, but it was even if I didn't get pick up, if it was like a good kickstart to. Then I met the guys at Golden Bloom. I started working on My Taishi Life with them.
Mhm.
Um, well, on the side I would do For Leaf, and then my former editor from For Leaf came to me and asked me if I wanted to become an original, and the rest is history.
Yes.
Now I'm working with Golden Plume again,
Yeah, to
resuming on My Matenshi Life.
yeah, finish
Having a
out
great time drawing in black and white only.
Yes.
I had enough
Yes.
of colors for now.
No more colors, no more shading.
Yeah, yeah,
No more flats. Ah, it's all over.
yeah. It was really tedious. I mean, once you could look at it from afar, from I mean, at the end when everything was done, it was like, oh, this is great. I love how this turned out, but the process was tedious. I was like, eh, I enjoyed making sketches. Like there's a meme going around lately with artists,
Oh, I saw that.
like
I
what
saw you
phase,
retweet one of those. Yeah.
what phase of the art process do you like making, and the other ones maybe you I don't know,
It's like the
you
sketch
hate to the
layer
point
is
of
like
want to stop being an artist. Yes,
yeah.
uh,
Speaking
but
of
everyone has their special part they like and they don't like.
yes.
Mine,
Speaking
I
of
like sketching and line art too. But and I like doing Lupe Pikachu. And I
yes,
like
Lupe Pikachu.
doing post effects, but coloring and shading and no, please.
Yeah.
Like
Um.
from lines to rendering, I mean, I can enjoy it if it's a one piece
Mhm.
only, like something special that I'm creating. But if it's for a serialized comic, uh, it's like hell. Get me out of this. Yeah.
Yeah. Um. I don't think I can like relate this perfectly because I like doing photography.
Hmm.
Even like in game, like video game photography. It's like one of my favorite things, just
Yeah, I
taking
see.
screenshots and editing them up. Like,
I see. I didn't know. You
uh,
learn something new from your friends every day.
yeah. Um, one of
Yeah, but
my,
you sent me a couple screenshots from Sky that convinced
yeah,
me
yeah, yeah.
to start playing. So
Yeah, my Sky screenshots
those were
convinced
good
you to start
speeches.
playing. Let's
Mm-hmm.
go. One of my favorite aspects of like photography is forced perspective. I love playing with
Mm-hmm.
like focus and motion, and lights and reflections are particular points I also like as well. I like seeing,
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember who made it, but there was an artist who made like a detailed really detailed work that had like a lot of water and light interacting with it. It was absolutely gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
There's another artist. I actually know the name of this one. 1041 UUU. They do pixel art, but they also have like light,
Mm-hmm.
reflection, perspective, all of the things that kind of like coming together in
Yeah.
photography. I see it in art, and it's just
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, that's so good. I
Yeah.
want
There's
that.
there's some overlaps. Yeah.
Yeah,
With the
yeah.
two arts.
Yeah, like I still want to like do a lot more photography, but it's like
Mm-hmm.
um I find it difficult to find appropriate subjects for myself.
Mm-hmm.
uh like the best thing would just be
Photography and
go
Sky.
out and do it. Yeah, but photography and sky is like how I've been getting my kicks in. Just photography and gaming in general is pretty fun. Anytime the
Yeah.
game gives me a camera mode, I feel like I spend more time in the camera slash photo mode, um, but than actually playing the game. And that's definitely the case with
Mhm.
Sky.
Yep.
Gollum, let me ping you so you can see this. Do not worry, the VOD will be uploaded to YouTube after this stream. Like I will literally go into my dashboard and click on upload to YouTube like immediately after.
Yeah.
It's that easy. All right. Um wow, just one question and we've meandered so far away from the single question.
Yeah. This is gonna be hard.
um is
I,
this
I
question
wanna send a shout out to Hito
yeah?
because today is our anniversary of getting together.
Today is your guys' anniversary.
Yeah. Happy
You
anniversary,
you
Hito.
should have told me. I would have rescheduled.
We never celebrate anything.
Oh my god.
We might go out later. I don't know. Flo told me to go out with him.
God, come on. Well, happy anniversary to you two.
It's like the 15th anniversary.
15 years and I'm sitting here doing a Q&A with
Doing troubleshooting with audio.
you. I'm almost done with this bottle. This is not my standard like 20-ounce bottle. This is a 16-ounce bottle, so I'm gonna kill it before the counter catches up. Yeah, goodness, you should have told me. I absolutely would have rescheduled.
Yeah.
I would
I
have.
remember later when the schedule was all set up.
You remembered
It
later,
was
yeah.
oh no.
Oh no.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm
Oh,
gonna take him to dinner later if he's still awake.
yeah, you better. So we'll move on, keeping in the other category. Um, this one says, "What's your favorite cameo?" I'm going to interpret that as, "What is your favorite
Hmm.
cameo in the comic, and what is your favorite cameo of Four Leaf in another comic?"
Oh, mm. Uh, my favorite Foley cameo in another comic. I'm not sure. Probably the one from the last dimension, because it's my favorite webtoon.
Hmm.
Everyone should read the last dimension. The
Yes.
last dimension is
Go give Leaf
um,
love.
yeah,
Let me
by
find
Leaf.
it.
Yeah. It's a favorite of my many from the Foley server also, so we can nerd together. Um, Violet, Lupe and Lina appear in one of the earlier episodes,
Hmm.
but there's also many other cameos from other series, like ones I wasn't even expecting, like
Hmm.
in Mission Demon Queen and in Little Matcha Girl, and I can't remember which other one right now, but they have uh, several cameos in other series. I think
Yeah.
Nomads also has one. Yeah, and yeah, it makes me really happy. Like, it's a really weird sensation. Like, there's all those creators that I look up to, and they read my comic, and they like
Hmm.
it enough to put my characters in like a
Yeah.
surprise in their comic. I, yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah,
Um,
I definitely understand that sensation for sure.
yeah. And for my favorite cameo in For Leaf, um, uh, I should say my daughter and Hito in one of the panels from the festival, from
Yeah.
the New Year's festival, or in one of the last episodes has me walking my dog Juan in them, and very tiny by the restaurant. Um, and the last one I'm gonna mention is my editor. They put her on the last episode of For Leaf. Uh, she's by the fountain checking her phone or something. Like the area was a really great help finishing the series, and
Mhm.
I wanted to sneak her in there.
Yes.
But yeah, there are many more cameos in Fall Leaf.
Yeah,
In the server, you know.
yeah, it's been kind of I don't know. I read a lot of webcomics, like a lot. So it's
Mhm.
always interesting to see the various. I normally see this in original comics, like webtoon originals. Um, is where I see a lot of the cameos. So it's kind of fun to see
Yeah.
who's cameoing the various works across the site. Uh,
Yeah.
I don't see it a lot in Canvas. I sometimes for some of the bigger Canvas works I see it, but not all of the time.
Mm.
It's just a fun thing to have. It's like
Yeah,
kind of
that's true.
like a mini site cultural thing to have,
Yeah.
cameos from
Yeah, for the
other
creators, it's
places.
like also we are all working together, like
Hmm.
struggling together, trying to meet the deadlines and everything. We have our place to chat also, and uh, it's like a little joy to share between each other. So
Yeah. All
I
right.
think that's why it's easier to find a cameo in between the original series.
Mm-hmm. All right. I'm going to kill this bottle, and then we're going to get a very loud crunch because I crushed my bottles before I throw
Yeah,
them
let's go.
away.
Hmm, crunch, crunch away.
Crunch. I have no
Hi,
idea if that
reader.
came across on stream. Bottle number 2. Let's go. That counts wrong, just so you guys know. I'm not bothered by it. Okay.
Next question before we branch out
Yeah.
too much.
Will 4-leaf bonuses still get updates every once in a while, like for quick joke sketches or to have stuff for after the series ends? Do you see yourself making more 4-leaf content in the future?
I would like to. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if I have the motivation for it.
Yeah.
Like I mean, I'm going to make the more bonus comics, like the little strips,
Yeah,
because I
the
have to place them at the end of the episodes for the physical version.
mhm.
So that's a confirmation that that's going to happen. As for other comics that are not so much gags, but more canon in story, I would like to, but I'm not sure when or if. I have a few ideas that I would like to share as short comics
Mm.
in the universe of Olive.
Yeah, like maybe
Um,
following side characters or something like that. Like
yeah, no, even with the main characters,
yeah,
mostly with the main characters. The things
gotcha.
that I didn't have time to put in the main story that weren't so important to the main plot,
Mm.
but that would be fun to share. I have some ideas, but also it's like I finish. I have to take. I have to get in again.
Mm-hmm.
So and finishing it was so draining that
Yeah.
I'm still healing from working on it. Uh, but yeah, I didn't finish Fall Leaf in a low state. Like I was very proud of what I did, and I enjoy working on the ending.
Yeah.
Like that time when I got sick of
Oh yeah.
working a lot, I got sick from stress,
Yeah.
and I had to go on hiatus for almost an entire year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wasn't. I had to learn again how to love what I was doing
Yeah.
because it hit me really hard. And yeah, I did. I I mean, there were times when I thought I that was me. Now that I would have to find another profession after this because I didn't want to make comics again. But, but it went away, and I think it's kind of a shared feeling in in the Webtoon originals area. Like it's so draining to make the
Yeah.
series that the authors, after they finish, they have a hard time again falling in love with with the comic making, and it's kind of sad because I mean it's uh, it's the fault of capitalism.
Mm-hmm.
Because if we didn't have to work so fast to uh, to meet ends, or to, I don't know, it shouldn't be like this.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Especially considering like if you think about larger the larger comics industry, everything is
Mm-hmm.
done on teams. You have somebody who does the sketch work, you have somebody who
Yeah,
does
also.
the inking, the
Yeah.
flats,
Mm-hmm.
typesetters,
It
stuff
is
like
also
that.
a very uh, the comic making in traditional media is also a lot of work. But for webtoon creators, I think it's expected that one person does everything, uh, and nobody questions that. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
It it
Yeah, the industry, the webtoon industry is going somewhere that I don't like.
mhm.
I hope it changes, and people can start working on teams or take more time with their episodes. I mean, and well, we Fall Leaf, I really ended in a good spot. Like,
Mhm.
I was in peace with what I did,
Yeah.
but also every time I think about going back to those characters, like it's it's difficult to think about.
Yeah.
But I think I might go out another time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love my story. And I ended loving making this comic and this ending and and all of this. It was just a little bit too hard. Um, yeah, the brain, uh, the brain gets hurt. I don't
Yeah.
know how to say.
Yeah, I got
Mm.
you. I wanted to touch on something you said about the webcomics industry going in a direction you don't like. Like,
Mm.
I have made my displeasure of certain, we'll say, corporations very well known among the people around me, and I
Yeah.
think I've made that displeasure known on stream.
Yeah.
Like, my displeasure is not a secret. uh, but
It's tough because it's tough because it's I mean even now webtoon is part of the market, like
mhm.
people
They
can
just
buy
went
stocks and
public, and yeah,
uh, it went public, yeah.
yeah,
And I don't know when companies go that way, it's less about the art and the creation and more about the money and
yeah, yeah.
oh well.
It's, how do I want to put this? Like, the webtoon has fostered a culture of, like, somebody who I watch, Nen, who runs the webcomics podcast. He kind of went into detail explaining that webtoons has kind of fostered a culture of, like, it's like an all-you-can-eat buffet, and it's always there. Like,
Yeah.
it's basically become, I don't know, like, it's just not as rich as it could be. And that's something I notice. I've
Mm.
stopped reading a lot of original webtoons because they all feel kind of the
Mm.
same. Like, I can
I see.
get like 2 episodes into a webcomic and I'm like, "Oh, this is going this direction. I already know where
Yeah,
this is
you know
going.
how it's going.
I don't need
Yeah.
to read the rest of it."
Yeah, yeah, I
um
get it.
and they're like,
Yeah, they also have a lot of imports now, like
mhm,
things that worked on overseas. Like one formula worked and they imported like 50 of the same formula.
yeah,
A formula for a story of a comic.
yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
I don't know what they are doing, but
I all I know is I don't like it. I really don't like it.
mm.
Like, I really wish there was like a better method of consuming
Hmm.
indie webcomics, but they're so hard. It's so hard to find a
Yeah.
centralized platform. Like,
Yeah, it's really difficult to make yourself known as an indie comic with
mhm,
your own website without having to go through all the other ones
yeah, like,
and advertise yourself.
I found a lot of comics on like Twitter and some other places, but a lot of those are like not very nice platforms to read comics on. So I wish they had like a WordPress site, or hell, even just upload your
Yeah.
webcomic on a dedicated Tumblr blog so it's all in one place and I can read it in chronological order.
Yeah. Well, it's what happened with Webtoon is pretty much what has been happening with the whole internet.
Mm-hmm.
Like
In
back in
shitification.
my day, yes, you used to have very diverse websites.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, like one wasn't the same as the other one, and now the 5 places to go on the internet are, I don't know, Twitter, barely, and Instagram. You have your email, and I don't know what else, Pinterest.
Yeah. It's like,
And yeah, the rest of the internet is unknown. It's shops, and it's not actual pages. There's the forums also
yeah.
went
I still
uh,
visit
almost
like
extinct.
several forum sites for like various
Mm,
things. Like there's a forum site for a game that's like nobody plays anymore. It's a visual novel.
mm,
I still visit that forum site because people still make like fan work for it. There's like a couple of like coding related forum sites and like I still visit forum sites. And then there's like I don't know how to call it, but let me look it up. It's the GeoCities equivalent, called NeoCities, where people have like a whole bunch of web
mm,
rings and they make their own cool little pages and stuff. I've been browsing a lot of those, and there's like another person who's
mhm.
hosting their own stuff. It's been pretty cool just to have those things, like I can go and look at it, but
Yeah,
especially
RSS feeds, like Vivian says.
yeah.
Also, I used to have all my webcomics in RSS feed,
Yeah.
and mm,
Yeah. RSS feeds. I wish, like, Webtoons supports RSS, but it's not great support. It's
mhm.
like here's your here's your support. You still need to go to the site to read everything. I'm like, ugh. It's the drive traffic to the site and like okay, I need to complain because I like really need to complain. Trying
Hmm.
to read webcomics in the Webtoons app is a fucking nightmare.
Eh,
Like, okay, so my phone is pretty old. It's a pretty old smartphone, and like I have like an iPhone around here, modern OS updates and stuff. Like I've like compared the difference, and it's still the same. They've moved more towards a kind of quote unquote YouTube style autoplay
hmm.
of
Yeah,
reading, and
yeah.
I
When you finish
hate
an
it.
episode, a countdown starts.
A countdown starts to take you to
Well,
another
yeah,
random webcomic, and I'm just
yeah.
like, why can't I turn this off?
Please
Or
stop.
the fucking
Please let me
promotional,
show you the ending of this episode.
yeah, the promotional notifications. Like I remember I was like
Yeah.
like asleep, and I got a fucking notification from fucking Webtoons telling me to read a fucking comic I have no interest in. And I'm like, God, I turned this off 5 times already.
Yeah.
Stop giving me fucking notifications. So I just disabled notifications for Webtoons entirely. Like, fuck you. You're not giving me any notifications. I'll get notifications while I look
Yeah,
into
I
the
also
app.
have webtoon notifications disabled. The only way I found out that my favorite webtoons updated is through the authors, through Twitter or
Yeah.
Instagram.
I've what
Yeah.
I've done is so you obviously know Chandelure, my Discord bot, multifunction, purpose, blah
Mm-hmm.
blah blah. So I actually have Chandelure
Yeah.
in a private Discord where all she does is just spit out RSS feeds for all of the webcomics I read because it's so much easier to go through RSS feeds than it is to get
Mm-hmm.
notifications for the fucking app.
Yeah.
It's so frustrating. They do not make this easy. And like one or the
Also, the
other.
spoilers in
Yeah, the
in
spoilers and
notification.
notifications. Like, oh hey,
Like in
here's this.
Webtoon, creators don't have any say on what's going to go into the notification. I think now they do. They can
Yeah,
suggest things, but they don't have the final say of what's going to appear in that notification.
yeah, like
So like with Fall Leaf, like when it premiered, it had the notification for this is a new webcomic. It had a spoiler in it,
mm-hmm.
you know. And
Um,
I was a newbie, and my stress levels like went up, and I lost like 5 years of my life
yeah. It's like, hey, the season,
in stress.
the series finale for
Yeah,
that webcomic you're reading has finally dropped.
yeah,
Here's the
happy.
spoiler of the entire episode.
Yeah, who
Yeah,
dies?
here's the ending panel of the
Yeah,
episode right in your notification. Hate that.
yeah,
Hate
and also I
that.
mean, when I had the
Sorry.
spoiler of Olive, when that happened, also I was a new creator, and I was, I when you're a new creator, like you want everything to happen like flawlessly, like
Mm-hmm.
you are everywhere, so everything is perfect, and you see that, and then it, it's terrible. Like at the
Yeah.
end of the series, I didn't care about some stuff that could go wrong. Like, who cares? Nobody's gonna see this, or they're gonna see it and then forget my episode.
Yeah.
Uh, but at that moment when I was starting, it was devastating.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
I kind of learned how to control my levels of stress and what to stress over and what not. Working for Webtoon.
mm-hmm. It's just been very trying to find the right words. So trying to use modern day webtoon app is it feels very hostile towards the reader because so many things are trying to grab your attention. Like when you open the app, you immediately get an ad for a webcomic and you have to close out of it.
Yeah,
When you get to the
it's
end
like
of
a
an episode,
consumer culture.
yeah,
Short.
that consumerism culture. When you get to the end of an episode, boom, there's another ad.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Another one.
yeah,
Don't rest. There's no time to cry over
yeah,
your characters that you love so much. Read
yeah.
another
You
one.
reach the series finale of a webcomic, and you're trying to cry, and
Yeah,
it's like, hey, we're about to autoplay this next series
yeah.
you don't care about.
I know you just finished this spiritual journey, but here's a new isekai series for you.
Yeah, here's a new isekai series that's not written well, or is like there's just
Nothing like the ones you just read. Yeah.
yeah. I like I I want to try and I think the appropriate term is divest 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 myself
I guess
from
the word
webtoons as much as
whatever you're calling
possible.
it.
If Baba is
Yeah.
watching, okay, I need to not curse. Thank you for letting me know, Hito. I am going to try, but I am not family friendly.
Baba doesn't know English, so we are good.
Baba doesn't know English. She's going to pick up the English words. I dropped the F bomb and she's gonna
Sometimes she
start
does.
shouting it all around the house.
Yeah.
I don't want to be the cause for that. I don't want to be blamed for that. Especially on your anniversary, no less. Oh my god, I would feel awful.
Happy anniversary, Hito. In case you were here earlier.
Okay. Yeah, all right. Enough complaining about Webtoon because it's just gonna make me angry. Like, I know my name is Livid Java for a reason, but come on, I I'm just like tired. That's
Yeah,
that's the best way to describe it.
it's
It's
okay. You didn't sleep yesterday thinking about the stream.
I mean, like in like general, like trying to use webtoons or whatever, like YouTube, webtoons, Twitter, whatever you want to call it. I browse the internet and I'm tired.
Mm.
It's so exhausting. You know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think maybe we are not the target audience anymore.
Yeah, and
Like we
that
were at some point, but we are not anymore.
yeah, and that really sucks cuz like
Yeah,
there's so many cool
we
little
had we had a special place to go read little funny comics,
yeah, now
and
that's
we
gone.
don't anymore. It has changed. Yeah.
That really
Anyways,
sucks.
we
Anyways,
are we are doing a Q&A, and we went away from the questions
yeah,
again.
yeah. I've like so expected us to like meander so far off course. I wouldn't be surprised if this runs into my normal stream time. I'm hoping it doesn't
Yeah.
because you'll be up very late if it does.
No, I have to go out with Hito on a date.
Okay, good, good, good. So there is a stop time. All right. Hopefully we don't have to make this a part 3 because this is the last time I'm doing this. Uh
Well, questions, more questions are interesting.
yeah. All right. Do you think a hot dog is a sandwich? This is an actual question.
But that's an actual question. A hot dog, that's a really hard question, actually.
Hold on.
Next question.
Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Cube rule of food. Let me look at this. There's like a
Hmm,
cube rule of food. It is a taco.
what?
It is a taco. Because the carbs are on 3 sides, it is a taco. Moving on.
Ah, yeah, next.
Uh, will you
Taco.
be drawing more Domac as you work on it?
Will you be what? Sorry?
Will you be?
Will you be drawing more than Macabre work?
Yeah, I got it highlighted.
Yes. Yes,
Yes.
I'm convinced I'm going to start writing Domac next. I mean, I have
Yes.
started already. I have a few sketched pages already, but I want to have an entire chapter before I release it.
Yeah.
I wanna do this slowly at my own pace and in my way
Mm-hmm.
to part of that healing process from the webtoon pipeline. Uh, but
Yeah.
yes, the Mac will be next.
Yeah, that's something I've also been trying to do, just in general, is try to take things slow. Like video games I play,
Mm-hmm.
content I consume, media
Yeah,
I read. I try to take it slower now because everything's too fast,
yeah.
high pace, gotta go by.
Mm-hmm. You don't get time to make memories of things anymore, and time goes by too fast.
Yeah. um. Yes,
But
read
yeah, the Mac,
pipeline.
look forward to it.
Yeah, I've been looking forward to it. I have been looking forward to it
Yay.
for so long. I am still looking forward to
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Is this a burning
But yeah,
question yet? I was
there are
told to
sketches
decide.
made. So
Yes.
next question, so we don't end up
Yes. Is this a burning question yet?
doing
I
a
was told to
3 hour
submit
stream.
a burning question. It does not appear to be on fire. I am sorry. But
No, no, sorry.
it's not even warm to the touch, so, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It is
That one's
very
freezer.
cold.
From freezer. Yeah. Okay, next one.
Uh So this one,
That one about the future plans
yeah?
is related to Domac.
Yeah.
Yes, for my future plans, I will start working together with Highworks again
Mm,
to try to get the next few books published. I hope I can get to translate for Leaf to another languages also.
yes.
Uh, if I'm lucky on some publisher wants to pick it up. I'm working with an agent about that, about translating into other languages
Mm-hmm.
and getting it published. And for me, my meditation life, making my meditation life, working on that,
Yeah.
and Domac on the side as my new passion project
Yes.
that I will take slowly. And also I have the green light to start selling merch, Folic merch, and other merch with Highworks. So that's another thing we can look forward to. I just need to send them the merch.
Yes,
and the
merch.
things to produce.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's another thing. That's
to
going to happen.
post the link for my Tenchi Life in chat for people who want to read that as well. Lou does the art for my Tenchi Life, but Golden Plume does the actual writing. All right, but Lou still works hard on it.
Yeah, I learned to draw wings with every panel. Lots of wings.
Yes, you're going to get so tired of drawing wings. I feel like, just like
Yeah.
how towards the end of Four Leaf, you got so tired of bells.
With the
You're
bells.
like, I never want to draw another bell again, ever.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen because no, maybe it will happen, but not so much because bells were something. I mean, wings are something that are organic, and bells were like teeth, like a thing that needed more of a technical drawing. So it was so tiring to draw them. Like with a wing, if a line goes to the left a little more, it doesn't matter because it's organic. But with the bells, it had to have that shape and make sense.
Yeah. All right, I'm going
Anyway.
to pop a cough drop really quickly because I just coughed really
100
hard.
bells, great idea, yeah.
Yeah, 100 bells, amazing idea. Great in practice,
each
terrible.
one with a different pattern.
Yeah, that you need to
That's
keep
another
track
thing
of.
because if all the bells were like with the circle on the middle, I would have just used a brush, but I had to draw the different. I hope it was worth it. I hope people enjoy that detail.
I'm already drinking water. I've been drinking so much water.
Well, next question.
All right. Let me open the doc. This one's technically been answered already, so I'll mark that one as answered. The question is, will you be doing more art streams or sharing process breakdowns from the comic on the Discord or Patreon? I think you're gonna cover that in the webinars and stuff.
Yeah. I want to also part of my idea of making the webinars is to have like to start losing my fear to talk in public and talk about the things I know how to do that might help other people. Because I don't know, nowadays part of that we talked about the internet being more minimalistic and everything. It's also harder to find free resources. I mean, you have YouTube, of course, but I mean, back when I started drawing, I had resources everywhere. It was like you went to the art page and you have everything for free, and artists were sharing stuff, and it was easy to learn. But right now, if an artist wants to share something, it easily gets lost in social media. Like anything that an artist tries to share. So if an artist tries to share free resources, it gets forgotten with time.
Yeah.
So also to have that for other people.
Yeah, it kind of touches on something like the common internet trend or saying is that whatever you post on the internet is there forever. That's true to an extent, but
Yeah.
if you look at something like archive.org, just all
Mm,
of the Wayback Machine specifically, like there are pages that vanished to time because it wasn't captured by archive.org, or
yeah.
you know, it
A piece of history lost forever.
yeah, it's not true that things are there forever on the internet. They do
Hmm.
disappear. Like,
I mean, and even if they are, it is difficult to find them.
yeah, it's so hard to find them because what do you search for? Your results are going to get
Mhm.
buried by AI and like sponsored links. It's so hard to
Yeah, it's
search for
getting
anything.
harder. But oh
Yeah.
well, that's what I wanted to make the webinars. I hope I can put them in some place that is accessible to people who know me, who know the Discord. And
Yes.
also, I would like to start making like shorter videos with the webinars I make
Yeah.
to sum up the topics I tackle, and maybe to make it like more accessible, like um and easier to understand, because I go like I divert too much sometimes talking, and to cut to the specific parts that matter in tutorials. I'm new to this, but my intentions are good.
Yes. Uh. Okay. So that's
Raccoon shells are glad. Yes.
we're like finished pretty much with the other category.
Yeah.
So we have to move
Good.
on though.
Okay.
uh I'll move
Which
on
one? Pick
to
anyone.
personal questions. Who are some
Personal
of
question.
your
Okay.
biggest inspirations?
Oh, biggest inspiration. I remember when I started having the idea of working on comics, uh, back when I was a teen. I used to read Endling a lot,
Mm-hmm.
like comics from how was this? Like the DeviantArt character competitions.
Yeah.
I love those. Like I never participated. I only one time I participated was a Pokemon competition. Like I remember. Um, I took my special interest, and I'm sure I can finish something if I work on this that I like so much. And I did. I did like, I don't know, 50 comic pages for that. It was a nice way to start making something.
Hmm.
But I also like to follow those artists that participate in those tournaments, original character tournaments.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, it was a great era.
Yeah.
uh, this stream is about us talking about how great it was back in the day. The
Yeah.
internet back in the day. So
Yeah.
yeah, there was this artist called Endling, and also I follow Q Watermelon. That
Mm.
and now I read Sleepless Domain from them. And which one another? Saishashina was another one from Mexico
Mm-hmm.
that was really inspiring. She used to, she still does. Now she's doing VTuber and art streams like illustrations.
Mm.
She's really great. Great.
I think
And
Cube is doing
I don't
VTuber
know.
stream stuff too, because I follow them on Twitter and there.
You also, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I think. As of lately, speaking of like names from the industry,
Mm.
not so much the internet. Um, I like the people that know me know that I like the Little Witch Shot a lot from Kamo Mishirahama. I like her art style is like top tier, like goals. Like it's like Art Nouveau with manga, and it's I really love it. And her stories are great too. Read at a little bit, check out, please, and then you
I
share with me
should.
your
That
your
sounds like a
thoughts.
recommendation to me. I will pick it up because I
Yeah,
haven't read it yet.
let's go. Yeah, I also when I was a teen, I was reading Full Metal Alchemist when it came out.
Yeah.
Like I read the ending when it came out, and it really marked me.
Mm-hmm.
I like the style and the characters that the author makes. What is the name of the author?
I
I
can't
forgot.
remember.
Now I have to Google. It
Yeah.
can be like it was like uh, my number one inspiration in high school. Author. Yeah, Himura Arakawa.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I still need to
Hiro Arakawa.
finish watching Brotherhood. That reminds me.
Brotherhood.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should read the manga. The manga has a lot of visual gags that are that don't appear in the anime because
Yeah.
they are different medias, of course.
Yeah.
But it's a great manga because of it, because of the little details and the the characters that express themselves in those panels that are not they don't contribute to the main line story, but they
Mhm.
contribute to the character. So that's what makes it great.
Yeah.
And I also like Asano Aino is another one that I like a lot. And it's the author of Oshasumi Pum Pum and the Demons Destruction. Is that's a hard one to recommend because his stories are like very depressive. Like if you start reading one of his stories, you have to read all the way to the end,
Ooh.
or you'll end up with a an existential hole in yourself.
Oh no. Yeah, you
It's,
mean like
no, it's a really great comic artist.
you mean like how I felt after finishing Four Leaf? I had like that existential hole in my heart because there's no
Yeah,
more.
no, no, no. More terrible. No,
um.
it tackles a lot of I don't know uh, mundane topics like
Yeah.
are really intense and it's really great.
Mhm.
Also, art is great, and he does a mix of photography for the backgrounds and drawn characters.
Yeah.
Uh, and also uses a lot of Unreal Engine. That's where I got the idea to work myself with the comic with Unreal Engine
Yeah.
for to make my work easier for with the backgrounds. Mm.
It's interesting that like some game creation tools have kind of worked their way into the comics industry. I mean, it makes sense, but it's just interesting to think about.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I wouldn't be
Mm-hmm.
surprised if somebody used like a CAD software for a
Mm.
webcomic. I it kind of makes me want to go out and
Yeah.
try and do something like that, but I suck at CAD.
Yeah. I have to learn how to use Blender, and my life will be easier.
I
I know how
know.
to. I know how to get into Unreal Engine. Like I have assets pre-made that I can use, and I
Hmm.
can make a house or I make a park or whatever. But if I just learn how to Blender, then the the sky will be the limit.
You should ask Toast. I know Toast is learning Blender.
Mm, yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to learn Blender for video editing of all things because I feel like if I can get video editing in Blender, I can do anything in
Mhm.
Blender.
Yeah.
Like,
Even animation,
yeah, cuz like
everything.
like it's so frustrating to have like visual ideas so vivid in my head but being unable
Mm,
to communicate them
yeah, the curse.
effectively across the mediums. Yeah, I have the
Mm-hmm.
curse. It's very frustrating. I'm noticing I'm starting to peak, so I'm going to turn myself down just a bit. But yeah,
Okay.
it's definitely a curse, so to speak.
This.
Yeah.
Well,
Um,
next question. Let's go.
how did you stay committed to a comic for so long? Can't believe it's been over 6 years. They say, thank you for the most wonderful fever dream of my high school years.
Nice. Yeah. How to stay committed? I think in part it has to do with the kind of person that I am.
Mm-hmm.
Um, autistic. I obsess over my characters, and there's nothing else I think about sometimes. And it used to be more like that in high school. Like, it was impossible for me not to be thinking about my characters and my stories. Now in the adult world, it's a bit more difficult because I have other responsibilities and stuff and work and yeah. So, but yeah, it's I don't know. I don't know if there's a a tip I can give you about how to commit to a long term series, but
Mm-hmm.
more like I can tell you. Um, Find out what kind of person you are and what would you be comfortable working with.
Yeah.
Uh, so yeah, but this worked for me. I made a few. I made a one shot comic one time. I made one. No, a couple times. I made like the Domac short stories. I made
Mm-hmm.
one chapter of Domac that is unrelated to the main storyline of Domac that you are gonna see someday. It was to publish on a fanzine compilation with various artists,
Yeah.
and it was very incentivizing to start making comics with that. Like it showed me I really could do it. Like if I could give you one advice, it would be to start with something short, uh, and then you'll find out the kind of work you like doing and you can do. Um, but yeah,
Yeah.
that's.
Everybody starts somewhere. I feel like the most important thing for me, especially when I was getting into streaming, just don't worry. Like this one's gonna be a little bit streaming specific, but don't worry about the numbers. The numbers don't matter.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
if the numbers start mattering more and more, then you need to reassess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it
Because if
starts
that's
getting toxic for yourself.
yeah, if that's all you're focusing on, that's going to start hindering your creative process because you'll start
Mm-hmm.
stressing over it. If you just kind of let it slide away, slip off, or do whatever, it shouldn't be, as bad. Like, it's good to keep a pulse on it every once in a while, but definitely don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Uh, and like,
Also, when you create a story, sorry, like if I used to write for myself, but also for my beta readers, like were
mhm,
like my best friends. Or if you have one person that is interested in your comics or in your stories or whatever you're creating, it's pretty healthy to hold on to that, like to make for that person, even if it's yourself or a friend. But it stops being healthy when you want like random people to read like in big numbers. Like you care about the numbers, not the persons.
Yeah.
Like if you have 1 million readers, but those million readers change every 2 months and they are not the same people, you shouldn't care about that more than the specific people that are reading and your story is being significant to them.
Yeah.
I don't know if I express myself clearly.
Yeah, I get the sentiment, and I just want to like close it
Yeah.
out with the best thing you can do is start. Just just
Mm-hmm.
start.
Yeah.
Start writing, start
Start
drawing, start
and
recording,
continue.
streaming. Uh if you start, you're going to have something to now don't take this to the extreme. You're going to have something to compare yourself to, but also realize that you are your own worst critic. You will
Yeah,
always criticize yourself to like the nth degree. Like
yeah.
I was doing it earlier today. Like I was like trying to get fiddle with like the finer details of something, and when I took it to somebody else to like, kind of look at, they didn't even notice the problem. Like if you start
Yeah.
focusing on the finer details, you're never going to let yourself enjoy it. So if something
Yeah.
is if you start nitpicking at yourself, it's probably good enough.
What Rizu says there is really good. Like even I have sometimes making the comic where I'm making some scene and think about reader will like this. Like I know that person he's talking about right now, but it has happened to me to be working on the thing and think this one reader will like this part.
Hmm. Yeah.
That's a nice feeling. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a good motivation.
Yeah. It's definitely something to, I don't know, kind of hold yourself to, like knowing that somebody out there is going to enjoy it. Uh
Yeah.
and like especially if they're like very active within your sphere, it's like, oh yeah, you'd love seeing the reactions. Like I know one of the things that
Yeah.
kind of pushed you was just sending me random shit at like 2 a.m. or whatever of like whatever you were doing at the moment, and my dumbass screaming. Yeah. I think um yeah. No, but yeah. All
Yeah.
right. I'm going to be right back. I am almost out of water, so I'm going to grab more so I don't have to get up. All
Okay.
right. I'll be right back. I don't know.
Okay. My water bottle is almost empty too. Mm. Then no pressure reader. Yeah. He told me after he finished the story. Oh, that's so cute. That's great. Yeah, it's very real. It's like a great motivation.
Okay, I've returned with 2 more bottles of water. What there?
Yay.
Okay. Let us keep moving on. Yes, more wood there.
Drink water.
I promise you, I am drinking plenty of water this stream. How do you feel about the journey that was making Four Leaf after all these years?
um, I feel it's weird.
Mm-hmm.
I always say that. It's weird, but yeah, it's real. It's like I have memories of working late at night and not sleeping a couple days a week
Yeah.
just to make it.
Mm-hmm.
And suddenly it is made and it is finished, and I have to go back to a normal life. But yeah, it was 5 years of that. Like
Yeah.
I even have fond memories, like the nice memories of me like in my couch at 4 a.m. working on the comic. Like I was falling asleep and uh, I was with my tablet on my couch, like in my iPad, and working. And when I started falling asleep, I would put it on the side and take my Switch and play Animal Crossing for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
And like 5 minutes of Animal Crossing, and then back to work, and I was awake again. Like the different ways to keep me awake and not to drink too much energy drinks.
Yeah.
Um,
Antics, where are you?
but
Are
I
you
don't
still
know.
lurking?
In a way, it was yeah. In a way,
Energy
it
drink
was nice.
mentioned.
I don't want to romanticize it or anything. Like
Yeah, it's
if your body
definitely.
tells you to stop, just stop. Uh, but I not all of them are bad memories of working a lot.
Mm,
Um, it's been nice. I have memories of I don't know when I created the server. Like I can't believe it was so many years ago.
yeah.
It feels like yesterday, and the community that that started taking shape from there. Like it gave Fall Leaf another dimension. Uh, it became like uh, part of Fall Leaf, and also it made it something different from what it was. It felt like solitary before,
Mm,
and now I had like real people that was giving me their thoughts and sharing with me their experiences of reading my comic, and it kind of became uh, like something I could grab and have in front of me.
yeah.
Uh,
Tangible. It became
mm,
tangible.
Tangible, that's the word. Uh, Also, I don't know. How does it feel now? Uh, Sometimes I feel like it's just a comic that is there, and I can't believe I made it myself.
Mm,
Uh, I feel kind of detached from it. I also go back to reading episodes, and I get like I like it. Like I enjoy it as a reader. Um, and it feels weird that it was me who made that.
yeah.
Eh,
I need to do another reread of Four Leaf in its entirety. It's gonna take me like 4 days. I know it is because of like it took me like
yeah,
3 days when it was up to season 3.
yeah.
But
I
it
could even make a read myself and comment on episodes. Like when I read the episodes, I remember stuff that I was going through when I was making it. It
yeah.
will be nice to comment on those.
Yeah, I think my next reread is gonna take longer though because I'm gonna like sit down and start taking
Mhm.
notes to
Yeah.
for the wiki so I can get the wiki up again.
The wiki.
Yeah, it's been tough, but it's like one of my favorite pet projects, if you will, just working on the Four Leaf Wiki, condensing or compiling all the lore in one place. And it's a lot of fun doing stuff like that,
Mhm.
at least for me anyway, just to have a point of
Yeah.
reference for everything. Because, like, one of the things I enjoy doing is just browsing various game wikis and looking at things.
Yeah. It's a nice project. The wiki.
Yeah.
Also,
Uh,
thank you guys for the nice words in the chat.
yeah.
I do
Chat's
feel proud.
very nice. You are reading my chat,
Mhm.
right? Okay, good.
Yeah, I am.
Just want to make sure. You know where my channel
Yeah.
is, right?
Yeah.
Hmm. Okay. Let's move on a little bit. Which character do you see yourself in the most? So, like, I guess,
Hmm.
which character do you relate to the most?
I don't know. I a little bit of me, a lot of pieces of me are cataloged across my characters.
Yeah.
Like each one has a little part of me.
Yeah.
Um, mm,
Yeah, it's
I can tell if there's one that takes the prize, the first place.
it's
Um,
definitely one of the more harder questions to answer because it's like it comes with creating uh
mm,
creating fiction basically. Like you're going to
yeah.
put yourself in the characters even if you don't realize
Mm-hmm.
it. Like there's always going to be a
Yeah.
little piece of you in every single
Mm-hmm.
character.
Yes, exactly. Hmm.
Yeah.
I
It
don't know. If I had to name one or two, I don't know. A little bit of Alvar and Lupe, and I don't know,
yeah,
maybe Hugo.
maybe Hugo, yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely I don't know. It's definitely fun to kind of
Mm.
just read through the comics and see like me getting to know you as well as I have over the time we've known each other.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely
Yeah.
I can definitely pick up on different pieces of you in the various characters. So like I am perceiving you. You are being perceived.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Yes, my little, how do you say, huella? Um, footprint,
Yeah.
fingerprint. Yeah, my little
Fingerprints.
fingerprint around.
Yeah, all over. Right.
Mhm.
Okay, we're gonna move on to the lore questions. The lore questions are here, Lou. Are you ready?
The Lord questions. Oh no. Yeah, let's go.
Oh goodness, there are
Lord
so many of
questions.
these. Oh boy.
With these Lord questions, as I said at the beginning, I I mean I don't wanna be like uh Shaker Rowling
Oh
saying
no. Oh no, they're
Dumbledore
too
is gay
excited about the
after the
lore.
story was finished. Yeah, they I don't like that kind of uh, canon.
Mm.
Like it's outside of the story. If it's outside of the story for me, it is a headcanon of the author.
Yeah, basically,
And
It's all
Yeah,
headcanon
for the
now.
lore questions, yeah.
We're entering headcanon territory.
Yeah.
Interpret these answers as you will.
Mhm.
All right. So were there any fan theories that were canonized during the production of the comic? Can't imagine there were,
Mm,
because I recall you had a good grasp on how the plot
yeah.
was going through.
I'm going through my head to I can't remember. I always had like the story really plot out.
Yeah.
Um and every time I saw a theory like uh, I would be like, oh, this is close to the truth. This is very far away, but not like I pick something
Hmm.
really I put in myself on the story. I can remember. Like I'm not generally not the kind of person who changes the story if already is like I have it planned.
Yeah.
Uh, Only when I put it on the paper, that's what I'm changing. But if it's on paper, even with the schedule, it is difficult to go back and rethink things.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe it happened sometime, but I can't remember. I can't say no, but but I don't remember if it happened. If it
Mhm.
did, it was with something very minimal.
Yeah.
Mm.
Um so man, I sorted this section so bad, and I can see that I did it in Markdown because I'm seeing double spaces everywhere.
You can
Oh,
do this.
oh goodness. Give me a second. What was the first? I guess it says what was the first bit of lore you came up with for the world? I think the first,
Mm,
if I remember correctly, the first thing you ever put onto pen
mm.
and paper was the characters. Um,
Yeah. Yeah, I had Lupe and Lina, and I knew they were imaginary friends of each
mhm,
other. They were characters I would draw at the corners of my notebooks at school. Um, that's where the thing started as for leaf, like you can call it for leaf. I used to have Trevor and Alice were all characters that I made like way before, but that was not for leaf back then.
mhm,
I just took those characters and put them in this story because I thought they would fit well. There was a place for them. Like I changed their backstory a little bit and uh, put them in Folif.
yeah,
But yes, for the first, even if Trevor and Alice are uh, going to be before Lupe and Lina, I think the first thing that can be considered for Leaf was me drawing Lupe and Lina in my sketchbook and then we being each other's imaginary friends. Like that was the premise,
yeah. Them being
the first one.
imaginary friends. Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's the first bit of lore. Imaginary friends.
Yeah.
um. What did the wolf represent for the story? This one's gonna be heavy because it's
Mm,
like ambiguous.
yeah. Yeah, it's very. I I don't have really a set thing that the world would represent. Um, I had. people mention that they might be a system, or some other that think of it as their mm, fight with depression. And I don't know, all of those are valid, I think. uh, I mean, whatever works. If you take that out as a story, then it's okay. I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
But as for myself, I didn't think of anything in particular. I I thought um of the scenario and the characters and cricket and the wolf and habitat relationship between them. And yeah, I thought about myself and my anxiety, and I'm currently taking medication for anxiety and all of that. It's helped me live well again. I was having like really bad anxiety. I remember when I started taking my meds, the week before I started, I made a Foldy server.
The week before you
It's
started,
like
you made.
it
Yeah.
clicked for me. I started socializing with people and getting more involved in the story I was making, and yeah,
Yeah.
it was a good step for me. But yeah, even I talk about anxiety a lot, I think, in my stories, like not mentioning it per se, like it can be interpreted as something else, interpreted as something else, like whatever works for you. But yeah, I mean, when talking about his problems, cricket, with the problem he was having, I would think about myself and my struggles with my mental health, and that's what helped me make this character. But it's not specific that it represents anxiety or anything. No. Um, I do mention anxiety in as specific with Alvar, like more specific, like intrusive thoughts and that with his fear of the sword.
Yeah.
That in there it was more specific, but for the rest, it's not. For the wolf, I mean, it's not like I'm representing that, but more like I took my experiences to help me work around the character
Yeah.
and his struggles. Yeah.
Uh. Yeah, that is right. The fanon of like the Red Hood names were actually canonized. That is right. Because they weren't. You actually actively asked the Discord to name them. Absolutely.
Yeah, that was a fun one that became canon.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
I,
It's
yeah,
hard
I
naming
specifically
characters.
asked for names, and yeah, it's a nice seems to have them named by the server. Like it's special to me.
Will we ever see what the other connected worlds look like? I think the answer to this one is yes, because of
Mm,
actually, I'll let
yes.
you reveal that. Because I can't remember if
The
she's done that
answer,
publicly.
the exact answer is maybe. And uh, with Domac, I mean, I want to connect them, the stories.
Yeah, so
So yeah, Domac happens in one of the worlds that Trevor mentioned,
yeah.
and some of the things are connected. It's I mean, I like doing these kind of things, like connecting the little things in my story, even if it sounds cringe or something.
hmm
but
I don't think it's cringe. I think it's
but yeah,
cool.
uh, I'm cringe or I'm free.
I
But
might be cringe, but I am free.
but yeah, it motivated to say to have the stories connected.
Yeah.
Like it's not two stories that I'm obsessed with, but it's one big story.
Hey, listen.
uh,
You might not be
it's
obsessed with
not
the two individual
they are
stories,
the
but
same.
I am.
Yeah. I mean, it's not the same thing. It's not the same story, of course. They can be read
Mhm.
separately, but if you read both, you can connect some dots.
Yeah, it's like
Um,
a reading in
yeah,
between the lines kind of deal.
yeah. I don't want to mention anything because it will be spoiling
Yeah, spoilers.
Domax.
I I'm trying to like run through the entirety of our conversations about this and think about what's spoiler or what's not, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure all of it is spoiler.
Yeah.
I know too much.
Yeah, it's part of the things that motivate me to work. Yeah, that thing that I mentioned about taking a friend and make the story for them. Like, if you have a friend that is excited about what like you're creating, cherish that.
Um, just so you guys know, if you put a period and then another link and then another letter at it, so anything like this, my bot is going to see it as a link. That is just to be super aggressive on other bots coming in. I do apologize for that, but that's how streaming on Twitch rolls.
Mm,
So
yeah.
please make sure you guys avoid that so you guys don't get beamed by the bot.
Mm.
I don't know if I implemented the strike system or not, but I think it's there. Moving on, or
Mm.
yeah, moving on. My brain is starting to slow down, and I don't want it to. Here's a fun one. What are the witch's favorite
Mm.
ways to consume gloom? I know in the comic, Lena's favorite way is to just consume it straight out of the jar.
Yes. uh, I don't know. We had a running gag in the that was one that became a canon too. Is start finding them after some thinking. The Glucky's joke
Yeah,
that there was some brand of cookies called Gluckies that were made with gloom, but nobody knew the secret ingredient or something like that.
yeah,
And yeah, look, it was the show was it started with a user that's called I'm a moron,
yeah.
and you can find their comments all around the Fall Leaf comic
I think they
section,
have a
the
special
comment section.
role in the
Yeah.
Discord. Let me check.
Then look. Yeah, and I have there's one cameo of the Gluckies in Fall Leaf, like when Cricket invites. I think it's when he invites the crew to his house the first time. There's a package of Gluckies in on the
Hmm.
table.
Yeah, he absolutely does have a special role for Glookies. It is literally
Yeah.
the outline gloom color and Glookies exclamation point.
Yeah.
I made sure to add that one the moment he joined. He has a
Yeah,
special role
the
in the
show
Discord.
started on Tapas
Yeah, it's on
when the Discord
Tapas.
didn't exist yet, but Moron has read through all of the webtoon version and he also has left Lucky's comments on
Yeah,
every episode.
yeah.
It's fun
Uh,
to go around those.
did they ever make their way into the originals?
Yeah, yeah, they did.
Yeah,
I mean, those comments I'm talking about, they are on the originals
yeah,
version.
yeah, yeah.
It was not long ago they started reading
Let me
the
see.
original version. I think they are in like every episode. The Kluki comments.
Yes. Do you have thoughts on how the species of clover, cricket, and tribble became so close to extinction?
Mhm.
I highlighted a visual doc for you.
Yeah, their species are actually a species that I brought back from Domac. Um, I go not so much, but I go through. There's a few of them in the story in Domac. I don't mention them like they're more like side characters,
Mm-hmm.
background characters, but they are there. I hope that I can get to expand a little more on them. But it's way at the end of the story in Domac.
Yeah.
It's not at the beginning. Yeah. But yeah, they were a species I took from another one of my stories.
Yeah.
And about how they came close to extinction is like, I don't know, I thought about like it's very dark. Like to
Yeah.
explain a lot of deaths and people not wanting to live and because of their condition and how the world treats them and I don't know. There is, but I feel bad about talking about.
I just had like the dumbest realization. So
Hmm.
Lupe technically has an interdimensionally working phone. I I don't know why it took me this
Hmm.
long to realize it, but I think yeah, it oh goodness. Ah.
What
So
happened?
no. I'm just like
Hmm.
my mind is exploding thinking
Yeah.
about this cuz her phone works in two dimensions and I'm like that should not be possible like at all.
That was one of the things that I almost messed up because it doesn't
It
really.
doesn't. Okay.
Unless I messed up on another at another point, but yeah, I spotted that. I had to change some dialogues
Okay,
so the
I have to
phone
go
wouldn't
back
work.
through and see
Yeah.
if that's actually the case cuz like my
But
brain is
yeah,
like over here like
that almost happened, but it didn't.
my brain is like what? What? No.
Yeah, they. I mean, when and on the latest episode, I think the third to the last episode, when Lupe wakes up at the latest house, and they're talking to Cricket and Emma and Lina,
Mhm.
and mentions that they have tried to contact Alvar, but he doesn't pick up. And then Cricket says, "But you're on an entirely different world."
Mhm.
Like that's when you find out that the lady's house is on another world.
Yeah. Yeah.
And but yeah, I had to add that little bit of dialogue because I messed up and Lupe would receive calls from from Alvaro or something. I
Yeah,
can't remember,
I have to
but
go
I had
through
to
and
change
like
that part.
make sure that cuz like now my brain is starting to spiral on other things like what how similar are the coding languages in these worlds? Like what's the technology between these worlds like? Are they the same? Are they compatible with each other? What would it take to make them
Yeah.
just tech raccoon
Yeah.
things. uh stuff like that.
Yeah. Things are raccoon as himself.
Oh my goodness. I am raccoon with a wrench, and these are the things I think about. Like, I
Mm,
tech and webcomics is so interesting because there's always some form of plot hole that can come about because of them, and that's like something that's
mm,
so hard to work around because
yeah.
like every day we interact with technology like every day, and it solves so many problems for us.
Mm-hmm.
Why
Yeah,
was the wolf
I
not
consider
around?
technology like a superpower in a story.
Mm-hmm.
Like if a character has a smartphone, it has one kind of superpower. If another character has a flip phone, it can do different things. They
Yeah.
determine the obstacles they have to face to solve the story and the tools they have to overcome whatever is in their path. Like technology literally made storytelling more difficult because I consider a lot of things that would cause trouble in the 20s or 90s. It was because of miscommunication and because
Mm-hmm.
one character couldn't contact another character. And now it's like they have telepathy, sort of. Like
Yeah.
the phones are like telepathy.
Yeah.
And no matter what you are writing, if you are writing something in this setting in contemporary or a fantasy, like in a fantasy setting, you can have uh, more uh, characters that are not communicated, and in a contemporary setting, it will be more like weirder for
It's
people not to have a phone, for example. Yeah.
it's something I see a lot in like contemporary settings. Like horror movies. I do not like horror movies, I'll be outright. I do not like being jump
Yeah,
scared at
same.
all, so I try to avoid them like the plague.
Same, absolute same.
Um, but for the ones I've seen, like the first thing they try to do is get rid of the phone. Get
Of the
rid of the
phone, yeah.
phone by any means necessary. By that,
Yeah.
either it's destroyed, the battery dies, or you don't have cell
Mm-hmm.
service. And I'm like,
Yes, yes.
even if you don't have cell
Mm-hmm.
service, your phone is still useful for so many
Mm-hmm.
things. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
come on. And like the whole no cell service thing like frustrates me. And I'm
yeah.
just like, "Oh my goodness. Why?"
Like, yeah, it's like it's a thing because the technology on phones went evolved so fast that people who were writing fantasy and I mean novels, not uh, uh, I lost the word, but yeah, for writers it got more difficult. Like if you wanted to make something look real, now you had to face the phone.
Yeah, you gotta get around the phone. But yeah, it's
Yeah,
just
the human race got a new superpower. That's the
yeah.
thing.
It's interesting to think about technology as a superpower. I hadn't thought about it that way, but putting it in the context of in the confines of like plot progression, I guess it does make sense because there's
Hmm.
like so many things you can do with it. Uh, and even with the whole like no cell service thing, that frustrates me because I'm just
Mm.
like now we're seeing Apple introduce satellite capabilities to their phones so you can
Mm-hmm.
contact people even
Yeah.
if you don't have cell service. And in the event
Mm-hmm.
that you don't have cell service, you can still try to call 911 and your call will go through or
Yeah.
whatever the equivalent is in your
They are
country.
making it difficult for writers.
Yeah.
That's
But
their goal.
that's the
No,
IT
but yeah,
industry's goal.
I compare this to having a superpower in a
Yeah.
fantasy setting. It's like your character can fly. Well, then a cliff cannot be an obstacle.
Mhm.
Then it's you have to consider all the possibilities. and it
Yeah.
gets more difficult with technology.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely it I like seeing how people try to tackle the problem of modern technology in settings like this.
Mm,
Cuz in a fantasy setting, if it's a non isekai style setting, you just don't have the
mhm.
technology. That's simple, problem
Yeah.
solved. But if it's like
Mhm.
an isekai or something, it's an interesting problem to get around. I
Mhm.
I it's just I don't know. I don't like the way it's handled in media commonly because it's like a no cell service or the most
Mm.
egregious ones for me.
Yeah.
The cell service one is understandable. But it's like
Mhm.
your battery dies or your phone gets destroyed. I'm just like, man, come on.
Yeah.
Or the funniest
Yeah.
ones are like your character is like very against technology. They don't want to use modern day technology, so they have a
Yeah.
flip phone or they have like a quote
That's
unquote dumb
acceptable, I
phone.
think.
Yeah.
But yeah, it also shapes your character.
Mm-hmm. And
There's actually one scene in Four Leaf that because our phone gets destroyed at the beginning,
yeah.
and I had to add a whole scene of like when Lupe chases the bus
Mm-hmm.
and Alvaro stays at Garua, and he's like, wait, and gives Lupe a contact in case Lupe gets lost. He gives them his his email address, and they had to add a dialogue of Alvar explaining that his phone got destroyed, and that's why he wasn't giving Lupe his phone, but he was giving his email address.
Yeah, his email
Like,
address.
like I had to address that it was weird for him not to give a phone, and because Lupe would have found that weird.
Yeah.
Why did why didn't he give me a phone instead of an email address that I have to? I don't know. It's more difficult for me to find something to send an email with instead of making a phone call.
Yeah.
And it's like the opposite. Like I also have to think of that scenario because the characters in the setting that they are used to phones and calls. Why wouldn't he give a number
Mm-hmm.
instead of an email? Yeah,
Okay,
it's interesting.
crunch
Mm,
incoming. The
let's go.
crunch because I emptied another bottle of water.
Crunch.
Crunch. All right, water done. All right, moving right along. Yeah, his OPSEC must have been immaculate. uh, operational security. I infosec joke. Informational IT security joke. um, how did the
That's my
myth
time.
of the lady originate? Did it begin with Hugo, or was it a byproduct of the world becoming widely sought after? And how much of it did Cricket tamper with?
Let me read that entirely.
Oh, I'll highlight it for you.
Sinead, how did the show begin, or was it a byproduct of the world becoming what is thought? How much of the myth of the cricket temple? I think the myth in my creator headcanon, the myth of the lady was like going around a little, but Hugh's case like solidified the thing and made it a phenomenon.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, like I think he will come back and talk to everyone about this miracle thing and like trying to get other people to go visit the lady. Like it was uh, I don't know. It will help the lady and it will help them. Like Hugo is that kind of person. Um, I don't know. That's my creator headcanon.
Okay. Uh, how did they convince all the witches to give up their bells? Uh, the submitter feels like there would have been at least one stubborn witch.
Yeah, I when I was finishing for Leaf, I was also thinking, well, with the things that happen between the ending and the epilogue, I could be able to create an entirely new series, like of Lupe and company going around trying to convince witches
Mm-hmm.
to give up their bells in a pacific way and maybe encounter some not so convincible witches.
Yeah,
like, yeah, a lot of ideas went through my head when making the ending of a leaf.
yeah,
And
because
like,
that's one of the
what
big
would what
things.
could even happen in between? Like also Lupe and Alba already had their connection, and Lupe and Lina too. And then
Mm-hmm.
I saw another creator Hekan because if you see Lina, like her head growing, uh, is like the amount of hair that grew in brown is like not, it doesn't correspond to uh, those many years that have passed. And
Yeah.
I saw what if Lina took her bells again in some episode of this series that doesn't exist for an specific occasion and then gave them back to Lupe again, and he would have become a witch again. That could have happened.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of things that would make for an exciting series, but
Yeah.
I'm not sure that's gonna happen.
It's very interesting that one of the I guess you could call it a tenet or whatever whatever you want to call it. One of the rules is that in order for the witch to not become mindless, basically, they have to be willing. That's the important thing. They need to willingly
Hmm.
part with power and with magic, and especially if that's like a big part of your identity. Like, what kind of
Yeah,
issues does that come with? Like, you're
yeah,
losing a huge part of yourself, the ability to use magic, basically. Like,
yeah. Like you lose a limb or something.
yeah, yeah, you're losing a limb.
Hmm. Yeah, but yeah, that will remain an unanswered question.
Damn.
Like, how do you convince each and everyone? Which is it necessary to convince the witches to get the bells you need? Because also to get them back, the premise was that they have to have them all
Hmm.
and not necessarily have them give uh, the bells to them willingly. Like,
Yeah.
I think that was the premise, or maybe I wrote something that made it canon to be a condition for Lupe and Carla to have all the bells given willingly to them before they give them to the lady. I can't remember if I wrote that. So
I
I was
think
thinking maybe
I
these
think it
witches
is
that weren't so willing to give them away, maybe they didn't. I don't know.
I think it was written in
And
the end of the
mm,
story that Carla and Lupe handed over the bells willingly because Alice did ask for them. So it was
yeah,
kind of canonized in that way. So that is direct canon at the very least.
yeah, yeah. It could be, but also it's bells weren't given willingly to them. then I don't know. I have to reread my series.
You have to reread your series. Oh boy,
Yeah,
I
but it's not that important because I'm not sure I'm gonna create this other series that we are talking about. So
yeah, I have ascended to the status of
I don't
knowing more
have
than the
enough time in my
author.
life.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a problem. Not really, but it is funny.
Yeah.
Um,
I have my radio story remind me what is in my story because I forget.
yeah. So, did the dragonfly actually bring rainstorms, or was that a myth? What would have happened
Mm.
after the final fight? As it
That
relates.
was one of the things that I couldn't uh, put in the comic entirely. That I had this idea of rain happening after a battle. Like
Mm-hmm.
if you read the first part, the first and second parts of Olive, like the for example, I don't know when they have the situation with the Red Hoods.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, one day, uh, the day after when Lupe wakes up in her own world, at night it rains. When she encounters Trevor, and that was like a direct, uh, like something I wanted to connect.
Mm-hmm.
Like it wasn't raining in the same universe, in the
But it was raining
same, I mean, world,
somewhere.
but it was raining somewhere. Uh, so yeah, maybe it also happened with other worlds, and
That's
but
interesting.
I wasn't able to put it in the comic so solidly.
Yeah,
But it does happen.
it does happen. Just not like it's not something you can see, but it does happen. That's interesting.
Yeah, it's raining somewhere.
Yeah, that's super interesting. Thank you for the water. I am starting to forget to drink water. Yeah, that brings up a lot of questions. Like, oh boy, why? I know this was my idea, but
Yeah.
why?
Now
The
every
Q
time it
and A, yeah.
rains, you can think
Oh
someone fighting
goodness.
with a dragonfly somewhere in another world.
Ugh. Okay. How much do you think Four Leaf was shaped by Red Riding Hood and other fairy tales now that it's completed? Were there any additional connections you wanted to include but weren't able to? I know it was several. I know there were several inspirations behind it, but I don't know if I caught them
Mm.
all.
um, I mean, yes, obviously it's kind of based off the Red Riding Hood. Like,
Mm-hmm.
not based, but it has it's like a retelling of the Red Riding Hood, not exactly being the Red Riding Hood.
Yeah.
Um, because of the wolf, of the Red Hoods, of the I mean, we have the grandma.
Yeah.
She does become the grandma at the end. We have the in Spanish it is a hunter, not a because I know in English is like something that chop someone that chops wool. The character that
The
saves the Red Riding
the
Hood.
lumberjack. Yeah.
The lumberjack, yeah. In Spanish, it's a hunter.
Okay.
And in the stories I used to know. So, yeah, we have that. And, yeah, the hunter uses his axe to open the wolf and takes the red hood, little red riding hood out of the womb, out of the belly of the wolf, and we also have that. And we have the wolf at the beginning. telling Red Riding Hood to divert from her path, like when Cricket mentions to Lina that the Festival of Roses is taking place, so she decides to stay for the day and see what happens there instead of continuing to the to Grandma's house.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, there's a lot of little details.
Yeah, there's a lot going on in Four Leaf. I love that story so much. It's
In the Swedish version, he's a hunter too, says reader. Yeah.
yes. It's I think I explained it to you in a private conversation we had, like how even though the story's ended, it's not the final story. There's still stuff happening. I
Yeah.
kind of relate that to like another series I read. It's just it's just kind of insane a little bit just to have characters living in your head even after a story is ended. They take up a portion of your brain and live there rent free. That's definitely been the case for me in Four Leaf. Like I have like stuff that's just swimming around in my head still, even like
Yeah.
after the comics ended. It's just ugh.
Yeah, that feels like an achievement unlocked on my part to
Mhm.
have someone somewhere in the world thinking about the story I wrote. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. You got a lot of people like that, and you know one of them. You talk to them, and they annoy you. They kick down your door and be like, "Hey, you okay?" uh,
I was
uh,
thinking about your story.
oh my goodness. Some of our conversations are wild.
Yeah, thanks.
uh how old was everybody in the finale? I don't
The finale.
oh
Hmm,
goodness.
everyone. I I should have their ages somewhere, but let's make some math because I can't remember where I had them. Um, so Lupe was 17 at the end of the story, and then on the epilogue, how do you pronounce epilogue?
Epilogue is correct.
Epilogue, okay. In the epilogue, you have, I mean, Lupe has is how much? 5 years later than 22,
Yeah, 22.
22 years old. Yeah, Alvaro will be 21.
Okay.
Lina will be 24, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And Cricket, 27.
Mm.
And then, I don't know, math for the others. Rita says Will and Shake will be either 13 or 14.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think 13.
13.
Right there.
Okay. Depends on when the
No,
birthday is.
12.
12?
Yeah,
12.
depends on when the birthday
Yeah, depends on the birthday. Um yeah, if you can find the rest, I'm sure you'll post it in the Discord, right? Right? Nudge, nudge, nudge.
is.
Make everybody join the Discord, right? Nudge.
Yeah, in the Discord.
Join the Discord. Exclamation point Discord.
Yeah.
I'm gonna grab another cough drop. Give me a moment. Spend a moment, please.
Okay, go. I mean, before the math, at the end of the series, before the epilogue, I remember the ages. I mean, I think Hugo is 36, Lau is 39, um, Liam is Alvar's father is 35, I think. He mentions his age. I can't remember right now. The lady and Trevor are 45 both. And who else? Pete doesn't have an age, really.
He's a
I never
vampire.
thought
He's
of an age
ageless.
for him. He's a vampire, yeah. his ears were suspicious.
Okay.
And I can't remember who else. But yeah, I'm not sure about Emma and Carla.
Yeah.
I also have this uh, author head canon that whenever a witch loses their bell, they stop aging. That's why it says some of the witches that were in cages look younger than the other ones. So Emma would be older than Carla. I don't know. Yeah, I can't remember other characters to say the ages.
Hang on.
Hmm.
All right. Moving right along. That answers like 3 questions that people were curious.
Hmm.
So, um,
Vicky dicen que también already has a 5-year-old child. 50 says he held hands to young. Whenever I remember how young characters are, I think back to when I was that age and I feel like I miss out on so much. I don't know. For me it's weird now to have such young characters. And well, the Mac will start with the characters being just as young. The main character is like 14 years old.
yeah.
But I do like coming of age stories. Like it's like uh, the an age that determines who you become.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's definitely it's a lot
But
about
yeah, it's weird. I think so. I'm closer to Hugo's age than to Lupe's age, of course.
mm-hmm.
And well, I identify with his struggles.
Yeah. Trying to find a good one that hasn't been kind of reiterated on. Can we get more information on the map? Uh, the
No.
map. No.
The triangle map of the universe. No, but mostly because I just made it and had some very vague ideas of what you can find in each world.
Yeah.
And also I had this idea of people being able to place their own stories in the triangle.
Mm-hmm.
Like wonder where in the triangle will be their story. But nothing specific other than Domac, because it's just another story that I have developed just as much as Olive. But for the rest, I only have vague ideas of what the worlds look like, but nothing concrete.
Yeah. What is it? I'm trying to brain. Give me a second. Raccoon is loading. I lost it. Okay, it's gone.
Yeah.
If it strikes me, I will try and talk about it, but it's not coming to me.
Yeah, okay. You can jump to another question. We will come back.
Okay, now we're moving on to the biggest category: the character questions.
Fear.
Fear.
One fear.
One for your character questions. Oh boy. Good luck. I salute you. I mean, where's that AU one? Are there any AUs you want to see the Four Leaf Crew be put in? Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to hurt your ears.
I don't know.
I can think
Pokemon.
of one. Yeah, Pokemon. I was about to say that too. yeah, that's
I have
like such an easy one, especially since
making
you.
up teams in my head.
Yeah. It's super fun to think about, and I know that there's like a couple of fan works out there that you have.
Yeah. I think one of the maybe the only foreshadowing I gave out about Lupe becoming a witch was one a drawing of Lupe with an Eevee and a Fennekin. And Fennekin becomes a witch when it evolves.
Yeah.
So I think that was the only the only hint I gave about that happening, because I didn't want to spoil it in any way, because my readers are very smart and they pick up on the most little details. So yeah, that's maybe the only thing I mentioned about that happening. It wasn't a mention. Also, it was just a Pokemon that I gave to my character.
If Alvar could have a witch's bell, what eye color and hair color would he have?
By Digimon. Yeah, I also love Digimon, but I don't know the Digimon list so much,
Ooh.
so I I wouldn't know which one to give each. But also the aesthetics of Digimon is very cool, and it will be cool to have the characters dress up as in the Digimon universe. But yeah, back to the question.
Yeah. It's if Alvar could have a witch's bell, what eye color and hair color would he have?
He will have the same blue that is used for his
Yeah.
magic.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious why this one popped up too, because I was pretty sure that was in there. My brain is not firing at full capacity at the moment. I think we've seen this one somewhere. If you were a witch, what symbol would your bell have, and what color would you be?
I think I have portrayed myself as a witch with
Yeah.
in some of the author's notes before the hiatuses. I think I had a 3-leaf clover.
Yeah, I think I remember that. Yeah, the 3-leaf clover.
Mm, yeah.
Why not 5 leaf? No, I'm joking. I'm joking. There's like for those not in the know, there's like an in joke in the community about actually Antics' animatic kind of covered this about 5-leaf being a thing. Shout out Antics.
The sequel.
Yes, it is explained in one of the witch's notes that everyone has a unique magic color.
Yeah, my thought is that maybe some of them are similar to the eye, but that's the spectrum of colors. I'm sure there will be one color for each one of us, beyond the ones we can name.
Yeah, to kind of expand on that a little bit more, the question in chat. The thing is, people can use magic without being a witch or without having a bell. So that's something to take note of because magic in 4-leaf is actually a field of study. I think that's explained in
I also
season
go.
1.
Yeah, season 3.
Season 3, yeah.
And when Lupe and Alvaro talk together at the restaurant. Um, I'm going to go like more in depth with the magic system when I write the Mac.
Mhm.
I don't know how much because I'm not great at writing in stone magic systems
Yeah.
without getting messed up. But yeah, I'll try.
Yeah,
But it's a fantasy. It's a fantasy adventure
I'll just say this
in
much,
not
impart my
contemporary.
knowledge to you. Um, just keep it consistent. That's the only thing you have to do. When it comes to magic, make your rules and do not break them. Just keep yourself consistent. That's something
That's
I
right.
picked up
We try.
as a game master.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
it's the hardest part.
yeah,
It becomes
just
harder with age because you we were talking about this with Reader the other day. Like when you're younger, you remember every detail of your stories that you wanna write, every scene and everything, and suddenly you start forgetting, and it, it's scary. It's scary because if you grow to this age and then you don't know how to take notes, then your stories will fade
yeah,
forever. What will happen? But yeah, I think it happens similar with the magic systems. Like at this moment now, at this age, I'm more afraid of writing a magic system without messing up
yeah,
than I was when I started with Olive.
yeah. I think yeah, like Raider said, you should leave it as a soft system. Um,
Yeah.
just keep it like that. It's fine. It's fine to bend it a little bit. Just stay
Mm-hmm.
consistent. Stay consistent in your rulings. Stay consistent in how things manifest. Stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's easy to
Yeah.
say and hard to do, but I've tried that myself. So
Yeah. Well, yeah, a few more questions and we go, right?
okay, we go.
Because it's like 10 p.m. here
Oh
almost.
boy. All right. So we'll wrap it up. I do apologize. We
Mm,
did not get to every question today. I don't think we'll be
yeah.
doing a part 3. Unfortunately. We'll
I'm not
see.
against it.
What's that?
I'm not against it.
You're not against it? Okay. We'll see. We'll see. It'll just come down to
Yeah,
planning.
whenever you need a topic for a stream and you don't know what to play, then just give me a call.
I'll ring you up and we'll like whittle our way through the questions. All
Yeah.
right.
We'll play Sky next week, so next week, no, it doesn't happen.
Yeah, I'm playing Sky next week. Yeah, absolutely. The Thursday stream is special stream, quote unquote. Um,
Pick your question wisely.
yeah, I'm trying to like like trying to find a couple of good ones.
Mm.
So hard, so hard. Let me see. Let me pick from the extra questions in the Discord, which you guys should
That's fun.
join. Can we get a name for Trouble, Cricket, and Clover's species? Or is that going to be too
Mm.
spoiler?
Nah, I prefer not to mention
Okay.
right now. I figure also between the words they will have different names.
Yeah.
Like in one time, Trevor mentions something about the Grim Reaper
Yeah.
uh, legend coming from the species and things like that. But I figure they wouldn't have just one name. Just that I didn't get to name them in Fall Leaf, and I don't know what I would name them for Fall Leaf. I know I have a name for them in the map, but prefer to keep it to myself for now.
Uh, did Travol also have a music performance hobby or career similar to you Cricket's band? If so, what and where did he perform, and what about Alice?
Yeah, as my creator her canon, every time I say that word, just imagine me uh, putting my hand up and then rainbow appears, like creator her canon.
Imagination.
Imagination. Yeah. For me, at the start of his character development and in my notes, he was orchestra director.
Mhm.
That was like his main thing. And he also played the cello.
Mm.
Um, I remember, as a fun fact, Cricket also had a. Ay, ¿cómo se dice clarinete? A clarinete. Let me see. Clarinete translate.
Clarinet.
Clarinet, yeah, a clarinet, yeah. Cricket also had a clarinet. I decided to focus on one instrument for
Mm.
the species. I still wonder what Clover's uh, musical instrument is going to be.
Hmm.
Not sure,
I
but
don't know. I
we'll
had
find
canon
out.
her playing a violin for some reason.
Violin is a good choice.
Yeah, I very much had canon her playing a violin.
Mm, yeah,
All right.
strings gang with the granddad.
All right. So I will go ahead and wrap it up there.
Okay.
Uh Thank you
Mm-hmm.
everybody for dropping by, chilling with us. Uh
Thank you so much.
yeah. Thank
Stay
you
tuned for
for
part three.
yeah, stay tuned for part 3 that may or may not
We don't
come.
know if it will happen ever,
Yeah.
but who knows?
Don't bet on it. Don't expect it. It's just a thing that might happen.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I really
Well,
apologize that
thank
we
you,
couldn't.
Howard. It's always nice talking to you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's always nice. Like I've thought
Have
about
a
just
for
like chilling, just talking
Yeah.
with you and making this like some form of just like weekly chat thing if you wanted, but I don't know. That's too much stress for you.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, to be honest, to stream is really stressful. The idea of streaming is very stressful for me. The
Hmm.
moment I'm here, like talking and streaming, I lose all the anxiety goes away. But the idea kills me. Yeah, but
Yeah.
I'm getting over it. I'm
Yeah.
trying. I'm
Yeah.
trying.
All right.
Thank you, everyone,
All right.
for coming, and thank you, Hava, for organizing.
I'm gonna go ahead and